So, welcome sa second part ng lecture natin on functions. So, last time pinag-usapan natin yung, ano nga pala yung mga yun? Dami rin nun ah. I think we started with concept ng relation and then pumasok tayo sa concept ng functions. Tapos, after natin ng pag-usapan ng concept ng function, pinag-usapan natin ang equality of two functions. Sinundan siya ng evaluating functions. And then, we talk about domain of a function. Tapos, graph of a function. Now, kapag may graph tayo ng function, pwede natin pag-usapan yung concept ng intercepts, x-intercept and y-intercepts. And yung graph transformation, nandun din yung concept ng vertical shift, horizontal shift, reflection, absolute value, tsaka vertical stretching or compression and or shrinking. Ngayon naman, pag-uusapan natin another property ng graph of functions, yung symmetries nila. Now, meron itong ano no? Okay. Meron itong meron itong algebraic at meron itong geometric interpretation pag may kinalaman sa symmetry. Well, kasi pag symmetry yung pinag-usapan mo, may geometric flavor talaga siya. So, sinasabi dito, a function f is said to be even if and only if, yun nga pala yung basa dito class ha, dito sa symbol na to. If and only if. Only if. Or minsan, shorthand, IFF. And don't worry about those symbols. A function f is said to be even if and only if pag pinalitan mo ng negative x yung nasa loob, yung input mo, yung x, pinalitan mo ng negative x, f of negative x, makukuha mo yung original for all x in the domain of f. Pag gano'n, ang ibig sabihin, the graph of f is symmetric with respect to the y-axis. Okay? Ito yung algebraic interpretation ng even. F of negative x, isosolve mo to, kailangan lumabas yung original. Tapos, yung graph mo, symmetric with respect to the y-axis. On the other hand, a function f is said to be odd if and only if pag pinalitan mo ng negative x yung nasa loob, kunyari x lang yon, pinalitan mo ng negative x, ang makukuha mo, negative f of x for all x in the domain of f. Of course, pareho lang ito sa pwede mo ilipat yung negative sa kabila. Negative of f of negative x is equal to f of x for all x in the domain of f. Most of the time, we work with this one here. Okay? I-solve mo to, tapos ipakita mong lalabas ito. Kumbaga lumalabas yung negative sign. Ang ibig sabihin nun, the graph of f is symmetric with respect to the origin. Yun yung difference. Dito, y-axis ha. Pag even, symmetric with respect to the y-axis. Pag odd, symmetric with respect to the origin. Okay? Hindi x-axis. Origin. Okay? Next. So, bawa, determine if the function is odd, even, or neither. Sketch the graph of f for inspection. So, halimbawa, f of x equal to x cubed. So, is it odd? I-solve natin yung f of negative x. Pag sinolve natin yung f of negative x, ito yung papalitan natin yung x rito ng negative, so negative x cubed. Don't forget your parenthesis class kasi ang hindi yan equal sa negative x cube na walang parenthesis. So negative x cubed would be equal to negative of cube of a negative, it's negative 1, and then x cubed. Pero itong x cube mo, yan lang yung x. Yan yung original function. So lumabas, negative f of x ka. So yes, it's an odd function. Now, i-check, is it even? Okay, kung even, f of negative x, ganun din, pareho ng solution, lalabas, pareho rin. Ang lumabas, negative f of x. Pag even ka, dapat positive ito. So no. Okay? So, Pag grinaph natin yung x cube, makikita mo at yung graph ng x cube. And it is symmetric with respect to the origin. Ano ibig sabihin ng symmetric with respect to origin? Ibig sabihin, meron kang mirror. It sounds absurd pag sinabi mong mirror point. Kasi usually, when we say mirror, ang salamin, plain talaga siya or line. Dito, mirror point. So, ibig sabihin, etong part na ito, pag nagsalamin siya dito, nag-ano siya, ni-reflect mo siya dito, ni-reflect mo siya about this point, you will get this part here. Yun yung sinasabi, symmetric with respect to the origin. Upon this origin, nire-reflect mo siya. Ito makukuha mo. Itong part na ito. Okay? So this one is reflected to this one here. Now, the question is, kapag na-check mo bang odd, kailangan mo bang i-check ang even? Yes. Kasi mamaya meron tayong theorem na kapag parehong odd and even, hindi siya katulad ng mga integers or numbers na either odd or even but not both. May mga situation na hindi odd, hindi even, hindi, so neither. May situation din na parehong odd at parehong even. Pero may theorem tayo about that later on. Okay? So let's look at the second example. Second example, f of x equal to x squared. So, is it odd? So, isosolve natin yung f of negative x. F of negative x, papalitan natin yung x by negative x. So, negative x squared is equal to x squared. So, makukuha natin yung x squared, yung original, so f of x. So, no. Kasi dapat, kung odd ka, lalabas yung negative sign dito. Kung even ka naman, pareho ng solution, f of negative x is equal to negative x squared. Negative x squared is equal to x squared. At itong x squared na to, ito yung original mong function. So, f of x. So, yes, it's an even function. At pag grinaph mo, ito ang graph ng f of x equal to x squared. Parabola siya, opening upwards. Tapos, ang sabi, kapag even ka, symmetric ka with respect to y-axis. So, ito yung y-axis natin. So, ibig sabihin, etong part na to, pag nagsalamin siya rito sa y-axis, makikita niya itong image niya na ito. Etong reflection niya. Makikita niya itong reflection niya. So, yan. Symmetry with respect to y-axis. Oops, what happened? Okay, sorry. Okay. Now, how about this one here? F of x is equal to x cubed minus x squared plus 1. Is it odd? Isolve natin ulit f of negative x. F of negative x cubed minus negative x squared plus 1. So negative x cubed is negative of x all cube. It's negative x cubed minus negative x squared. That would be negative x squared plus 1. Wait lang, class. What happens here? Okay, sorry. Sorry, nag-autoplay yung YouTube. Okay. Negative x squared plus 1. Tapos, pag finactor out mo yung negative sign, makukuha mo negative of x cubed plus x squared minus 1. Notice, hindi niya kamukha yung original. Kasi pag odd, ang gusto mo mangyari, negative of the original. Ito yung original, negative of the original. Pero hindi ito yung original mo. So, hindi siya odd. Is it even? Well, same solution then. Same solution. You arrive at this situation and it's not equal to f of x, yung original. So, hindi rin siya even. So, it's neither odd nor even. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Pag grinaph natin siya, ito ang itsura ng graph ng x cubed minus x squared plus 1. Don't worry for now. Pagdating natin sa third part ng Math 83, we will be able to graph this very, not, sige, magpapabang tayo very precisely. Pero for now, we accept na ito yung graph. Okay? We'll graph this one again. We'll revisit this graphing method or kung paano nag-graph ito again after the third exam. For now, exposition muna ulit. So, ito yung itsura niya. Notice, ito yung origin natin. Pag nagsalamin ito, dapat ang makukuha niya, nag-mirror siya. Ito dapat yung makukuha. Ito. Pero notice, hindi tugma. Ito yung nakuha natin. Ito dapat yung, under this point here, ito dapat yung makukuha. Similarly, kung even siya, dapat, ang ano niya, pag ganito, symmetric with respect to the y-axis. So, hindi rin siya symmetric with respect to the y-axis or sa origin. So, itong makikita na, okay, it lacks symmetry. So, hindi siya odd, hindi siya even. Okay? So, yun lang yung pag-aaralan natin yung symmetry sa mathematics. Odd or okay? Marami pang symmetry dyan out there. For sure, may symmetry rin itong isang to, pero will not delve in too much into that detail. Odd or even lang yung i-discuss natin sa mathematics. Okay? So, with that, we have this theorem. If the function of f is symmetric with respect to the x-axis, then f automatically is not a function. Kasi pag symmetric ka nga naman with respect sa x-axis, etong image na ito yung x-axis, ito yung mirror line mo. Pag nag-mirror siya doon, makukuha mo to. So ito yung makukuha mong graph. So ang mangyayari, dahil yun yung nakukuha mong graph, pag gumamit ka ng vertical line test, 2 points ang matatamaan mo agad. Automatic, hindi ka na function. So, hindi na tayo nag-check for symmetry with respect to x-axis. Nag-check lang tayo ng symmetry with respect to y-axis, and that will be even function. We check for symmetry for the origin, yun yung odd function. Pero never tayo nag-check for symmetry with respect to x-axis kasi hindi na function yung makukuha natin. Okay? Number 2, if f is both odd and even, pwede yun, then f automatically is not a function. Bakit? Kasi, halimbawa, ito yung graph natin. Kung siya ay odd, dahil odd siya, ang image niya under this mirror point or origin, etong blue na to. Yan yung image niya. On the other hand, kung siya ay even din siya na both odd and even, etong part na ito, symmetric siya with respect sa y-axis. Makukuha natin itong part na ito. Okay? So ano mangyayari? Meron ka ng 2 portion ng graph natin. Etong 2 to. Pag nagpadaan ka ng vertical line, 2 points yung mahigit mo. So, hindi ka na function agad. Under the vertical line test, your graph fails to be a function. So, ano yung mga caveats natin? Kapag symmetric ka with respect sa what? So, ito yung geometric view. Pag symmetric ka with respect to x-axis, hindi ka na function. Another algebraic point. Pero naman algebraic point of view, kapag odd and even ka, automatically, hindi ka na rin function. Okay, so just be careful about these remarks na napo-point out natin para, okay, alamin nyo na it's enough to check symmetry only with respect to the y-axis and the origin. Hindi na kailangan mag-check for hindi na kailangan mag-check for the x-axis. Okay? Any questions so far? Yan naman, okay. Sige. Sige. Okay, special types of functions na tayo. Okay, siguro we'll have a break after, ano pala, 18 minutes pa lang. Siguro after an hour, magbe-break tayo. Okay, so special types of functions. Okay, so the first type of function that we're going to learn is, well, i-outline lang natin isa-isa itong mga to, polynomial functions. So polynomial functions are functions of the form f of x is equal to a sub n x to the power n plus a sub n minus 1 x to the power n minus 1 plus dot 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 plus a sub 1 x plus a sub 0. Now, where n is yung symbol na to, natural number, including zero. So, pwedeng mag-zero yung exponent natin. A sub n minus 1, until a sub 0 are real numbers, with a sub n not equal to 0. So, don't worry, masyado pang ano to, very formal talaga to. Pero ang polynomial, ito yung itsura niya. Ito yung mga familiar kayo na 3x squared plus 5x minus 2. Those are the polynomial functions. Okay? Now, some properties of polynomial functions. A sub n is called the leading coefficient of f, and n is the degree of f. Yun na yung mga, kumbaga, parts of the polynomial. Yun yung mga bahagi lang niya. Now, ano ang domain ng, so of course, may function tayo, we can talk about the domain. Ang domain ng function natin is the set of all real numbers. And the graph and range of f will be discussed soon. Once we have we have all the machineries for this one, yung mas general way, calculus way yung gagamitin natin para maghanap ng graph dito. At pag may graph ka, yung napag-usapan natin yung last meeting, whenever you have a graph, it will be very easy to deduce what the range of the function is. So pag may graph ka, madaling mabasa ang range. Na, may mga iba't ibang uri ng polynomial functions. The first one is what we call the constant polynomial function or the constant function. Ang itsura ng constant function, it's of the form f of x equal to a constant number c, where c is a real number. So, anong domain natin? Now, itong mga functions na to, ito yung mga madadaling i-graph, so madaling ma-figure out yung range nila. Now, ang domain natin, again, since it's a polynomial function, ang domain ito any real number. In fact, if you have your f of x equal to 5, kahit anong number, pwede mo i-plug in dito. F of 1 equal to 5. F of pi equal to 5. F of negative 1 equal to 5. So kahit anong number, pwede mo i-plug. So it makes sense that your domain is a set of real numbers. Now, anong graph natin? Ang graph natin, it's just a horizontal line intersecting the y-axis at y is equal to c. Bakit? Kasi kung 1 ka, ang image mo c. Kung 2 ka, ang image mo c. Kung negative 2 ka, ang image mo rin c. And so on. So you get this horizontal line. Okay? Horizontal line yung nakukuha. Then, ngayon, dahil may horizontal line ka, anong range natin? Ang range natin, gumagamit ka ng tinatawag na parang horizontal line test. So, magpapadaan ka ng horizontal line lang. Isa lang yung matamaan mo. Pag nag-horizontal line ka, of course, horizontal ang graph mo, yung horizontal line test, magko-coincide with the horizontal graph. So pag nag-coincide siya, isang number lang manatamaan mo. Ito lang yon, yung C ang manatamaan mo. And therefore, ang range natin, isa lang laman. The set contains. Okay? Yun lang siya. Kasi hindi siya katulad niya ng parabola na pag nagpadaan ka ng mga horizontal line, ang dami mong manatamaan mo itong mga points na to. Ibig sabihin, kasama itong number nito. Kasama itong number na yan, and so on. Pero dito, isa lang yung natamaan talaga. So, ito lang yung kasamang number. Okay? And so, from there, makuha mo yung range. Now, another type of a polynomial function, yung linear functions. Linear functions are of the form y equal to mx plus b. At yung familiar tayo from high school, yung slope, yung may tinatawag na slope tsaka y-intercept. With m and b to be real number, and m must not be zero. Kasi pag zero ito, pag zero yan, makukuha mo y is equal to b, pabalik ka bilang constant function. So, para ma-distinguish natin yung constant function sa linear function, dapat yung m natin dito, it's not equal to zero. In fact, it will be a recurring theme later on na yung leading coefficient natin as we go higher, yung linear, quadratic, cubic, dapat yung leading coefficient natin hindi zero. Otherwise, pag nag-zero, babalik tayo dun sa previous type of function. So dito, dahil polynomial pa rin siya, ito yung f of x natin. Pwede mong i-plug in ang kahit anong real number. Okay, so kunyari, 5, makukuha 5, 4, negative pi, negative square root of 3. So makukuha mo pa any real number, pwede mo i-plug. Tapos, ano yung graph natin? The graph of f is a line. So, by the name itself, linear function, ang itsura niya, it would be, meron siyang y is equal, ano ang kanyang x-intercept? Pag x-intercept, y is 0, right? So, 0 ang y. So, makukuha mo mx plus b is equal to 0. So, mx is equal to negative b. X is equal to negative b over m. And ito yung importansya talaga kung bakit m ay hindi pwede mag-zero. Ayun yon. Kasi i-divide mo later on yung negative b by m para makuha yung x-intercept. Kasi pag 0 yan, bawal mag-divide. So, negative b over m. So, yan ang x-intercept natin. So, ito ang negative b over m halimbawa. Tapos, ano ang y-intercept natin? Ang y-intercept, x ay 0. So, you get b. So, you get here, negative b over m. Ito naman yung b. So, remember, from geometry, if you have 2 points, x-intercept and y-intercept from geometry, you can always connect them by a line. So, ito yung line natin. Ito yung line. And dahil may graph na tayo, we can now tell the range. Anong range natin? Dahil pwede kang magpada ng horizontal lines, notice, matamaan lahat ng parts ng graph mo, matamaan lahat ng mga nasa y-axis. Dahil matamaan lahat ng nasa y-axis, part ito ng range natin. So ang range natin ngayon, range of the function is the set of all real numbers. Now, if m is positive, the line slants to the right. So, ganito ang itsura niya kapag ang slope mo positive. If m is negative, the line slants to the left. Or, nagda-drop siya pag ito yung slope natin. Pag ang slope mo negative, pag ganito ang itsura niya. Pero kapag ang m mo ay positive, pag ganito yung itsura ng line. Okay, so, halimbawa, 2x plus 1. Pag graph mo yan, there are two ways on how to graph this. Or at least two ways. Yung brute force, yung magpa-plot points ka talaga, bala, kuha ka ng points. X is equal to 0, sorry. Let's make it very systematic. Kunyari, ito yung, okay, again. X, 2x plus 1, x mo 0, ano ang 2x plus 1? 1. Pag 1, 2 times 1 plus 1, 3. Pag 2, 2 times 3, 6, plus 1, 7, and so on. So, brute force talaga ito. So, pag plinot mo yan, 0, 1, 1, 3, 0, 1, dito kasama. 0, 1, 1, 3, 2, 7, 2, 7. So, pwede mo i-connect yung points. So, notice, dahil positive yung slope mo, 2, it slants or it rises to the right. At least slant siya to the right. Similarly, yun yung one way, brute force talaga, kukuha ka ng sample points. Another way, gamitin mo yung concept ng x-intercept and y-intercept. X-intercept and y-intercept lang naman ito. Halimbawa, 2x plus 1. Ano ba ang x-intercept natin? 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. X, 2x is equal to negative 1. X is equal to negative 1 half. Ano naman ang y-intercept? Y is equal to 2 times 0 plus 1. So y is equal to 1. So negative 1 half, 1. So pag plinot mo yon, ito ang negative 1 half, ito ang 1, iko-connect mo lang sila. And you get the same line. Ayun. So it's either brute force or intercepts ang gagamitin mo pag magpa-plot ka ng linear functions. Pero syempre, we go for efficiency. Ang pinakamagandang gamitin, x-intercept and y-intercept method pag nag-graph ka ng linear functions. Okay? Bakit? Okay, important. Now, quadratic functions. Na ito yung medyo madaldal. Now, ito yung maraming ano. Don't worry. Ma'am, ang daming details nito. Pero you will be able to figure out all these details kapag nagka-calculus na tayo. Parang, madali lang pala i-derive itong mga ito using calculus or using algebra. Again, review lang ito. I wouldn't assume na i-memorize siya talaga to. Okay? Hindi nyo siya ma-absorb agad kasi ang daming details. So quadratic functions are of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are real numbers. And again, you see the recurring theme that a, yung leading coefficient natin, it mustn't be zero. Otherwise, kung zero ito, mag-zero to, makuha mo bx plus c, which is just a linear function. So ano ba ang domain natin? Ang domain ng function natin is domain of f is a set of all real numbers. Now, kapag sa quadratic na, ang usapan na dito, kasi mag-graph tayo, no, to be able to find out the range. So, pag mag-graph tayo ng quadratic function or ng parabola, what you need usually would be the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the vertex. Now, the graph of f is a parabola with vertex at, ito yung formula ng vertex, negative b over 2a, comma, 4ac minus b squared over 4a. Now, even I forget this one here, itong formula na to. Ito lang inaalala ko lagi. Negative b over 2a. Kasi mangyayari, pag naalala mo itong negative b over 2a, itong number na yan, yung value na yan, yan na yung x-coordinate nung vertex natin. So all you need to do is to find the y-coordinate or the y-dependent value. So gawin mo, pag na-solve mo itong negative b over 2a, just plug it in here. F of negative b over 2a to be able to get this one. So yun yung practical way, in my opinion, on how, if you really want to memorize this, go ahead. Pero ito lang yung inaalala ko kadalasan, negative b over 2a. Don't forget about negative b over 2a, yung x-coordinate. Okay, another remark. Ito ay coordinate class, hindi interval. Sadly, yung symbol for coordinates, x, y, at yung symbol for intervals, a, b, pareho lang. So, clear naman sana sa context na ito ay coordinates at hindi interval. Okay? Now, if A is positive, the parabola opens upward. Okay? So, naka-open upward ka. So, kung open upward ka, anong range natin? Ang range natin, magpapadaan ka ng mga horizontal lines. Magpapadaan ka ng horizontal lines, so sino yung matatamaan natin? We start from here until it goes to positive infinity. So, kukunin mo yung y-coordinate natin kasi ang range, it has something to do with the y-coordinate. Y-coordinate until positive infinity. Yun yung kapag it opens upward. On the other hand, if A is negative, it opens downward. Parang katulad nung linear natin, no? Yung linear, if M is positive, naging slant to the right. But if M is negative, it slants downward. Correct. Now, if A is negative, ano ang range natin? Pag if A is negative, pag ganito yung parabola natin. So, ito yung matatamaan at yung mga matatamaan. Pero, saka magsisimula? Magsisimula ka, tempting magsimula ka rin sa taas, no? Ito kasi yung nakikita natin eh. Towards negative infinity. So, baka ilagay ninyo y-coordinate, comma, negative infinity. Baliktad. Remember, mas maliit ang negative infinity. Mas maliit yon. So, uunahin mo ang negative infinity. Negative infinity, comma, y-coordinate of the vertex. Mas maliit kasi ito. Okay, tipo niya rin, negative 1 million. Okay, tapos yung vertex mo lang pala, ito ay negative 1. Ang mas malaki ang negative 1 kaysa negative 1. So, just be careful when you express your range, especially kapag you're now dealing with infinity. Kasi baka maano mo lang, maibaliktad mo lang. Especially hindi ako ang lab ninyo. Kasi usually, yung mga ganito question, laboratory, binibigay yung mga ganito question. Next. Okay. So, ito so meron tayong graph, meron tayong concept ng range. Then, another concept na inaaral sa math, yung concept ng extreme value. We will delve into this principle soon. So, at isa sa mga working principle ng calculus at ng math, yung concept ng extremities. So, extreme value functions of a quadratic function. Again, if A is positive, so pag A ka positive, A mo positive, balikan mo yung graph. Ano yung graph natin? Yung graph natin, it opens up. Usually, gano'n naman eh. If you're given an algebraic situation, as much as possible, you want to find a geometric interpretation for this. So, ganun yung jump ng natin, thought process natin. So, if A is positive, you jump first to a geometric flavor. Ano ang geometry natin? It opens upward. So, it opens upward. If it opens upward, then you have may pinakamababa kang value, Y value. Ito yung Y value na pinakamababa mo. So, you have a minimum value. On the other hand, if A is negative, pag A is negative ka, pag ganito yung graph mo, so ibig sabihin, meron ka namang highest peak. Kung may highest peak ka, meron kang maximum value. Okay? At ang sinasabi lang ito, ang extreme value or pag sinabing extreme value kasi, either maximum or minimum siya, the maximum or minimum occurs at the vertex. So, yun yung importansya ng vertex. Yung vertex yung nagbibigay sa'yo ng maximum or minimum. Now, it's okay kung hindi mo pa siya ma-absorb for now. Just remember this very specifically about the parabola at quadratic function. Kung ano yung mga sinasabi nitong mga values na ito. Okay? So, if in doubt, you always go back to the graph of the function para madali mong paalala. Now, hindi laging madali makita ang graph. Ito yung mga madaling makita ang graph. There are some functions na mahirap ang graph. So, pag mahirap na ma-figure out ang graph, hindi na madaling malaman din yung mga mahirap malaman ng graph, di mahirap malaman ng range, mahirap din malaman ng extreme values. Parang ito yung mga dagdag na knowledge na natin yung nasa college na tayo, extreme values. So, pag ganun, we will now rely on calculus. Doon natin i-build up ngayon yung calculus para masagot natin yung concept ng range, concept ng extreme values, na may pang mga iba pang mga values dyan na papahanap sa atin. Mga tatawag na intermediate values, sort of, so on and so forth. Okay. Now, there's another way on how to represent a parabola. I think you've covered this back in high school. So the vertex form f of x equal to a multiplied by x minus h squared plus k, where a, h, k are real numbers and a is not zero, is another way of representing a quadratic function. This becomes handy in situations involving graph transformations of a parabola. So, dito kasi, like I said, hindi madaling mag-graph lagi ng parabola. Now, what you can do is, you have, unlike sa line, na you only need 2 points, namely the x-intercept and y-intercept, in order to create a line. Sa parabola, kailangan mo at least 3 points. Mali. Wait. 3 types. Hindi 3 points. 3 types of points. Kasi you might be able to get 4 points dito eh. Usually, ito yung x-intercepts or wala ring x-intercept. X-intercept na lang if they exist. Later on na yon, yung idea na yon. Y-intercept, vertex. Now, ang x-intercept mo, pwedeng wala. Pag wala kang x-intercept, ang itsura, ganito. Isa ang x-intercept mo, ganito ang itsura. It kisses the x-axis at one point. Pwedeng dalawa. Ganito ang itsura. May dalawa kang x-intercept. So ito, no x-intercept, no isa lang yung x-intercept. Ito, dalawa x-intercept mo. Now, meron ka laging vertex. Okay, may vertex ka lagi. At lagi ka rin may y-intercept. Ito, nag-extend pa to. Na-extend pa to. So may y-intercept ka lagi. So, ang x-intercept mo, pwedeng 0, 1, 2. Y-intercept mo, may isa ka lagi. Vertex mo, isa lagi. So, pwede kang may dalawang points lang, 0 plus 1 plus 1. Or tatlong points, 1 plus 1 plus 1. Or 4 points, 2 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so parang ang daming cases, no? Hindi siya, kumbaga, hindi talaga siya hindi na nag-a-analyze ng parabola that way. Kumbaga, very abstract yung thinking na yun. When you graph a parabola, you just really solve for the vertex, for the x-intercept, y-intercept, vertex, and just connect them. Yun na yun. Then, we do all the super overthinking about this later on. So, dito, another technique on how to attack graphing a parabola is expressing your quadratic function, ax squared plus bx plus c, in the form ax minus h squared plus k. Ito yung another technique on how to graph it. So, ano lang ibig sabihin nito? So, kung may parabola ka, you start with f of x equal to x squared. You subtract minus h inside. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng minus h? Kapag ang h mo ay positive, shift your x squared, h units to the right. Pero kapag ang h mo ay negative, shift your parabola, h units to the left. So pag na-shift mo na, either left or right, magdadagdag ka ng plus k. So you shift your parabola up or down. Okay? Tapos yung A mo rito, kung positive ito, opening upwards. Kung negative ito, opening downwards. So, dito natin i-exploit yung concept ng graph transformation. So you have two options on how to graph a parabola. Option number one, know the intercepts and the vertex. Option number two, isulat mo yung quadratic function natin in this form. We will have an example later on na isulat natin yung parabola natin in this form. So, let's have this scenario here. Sketch the, hardcore agad ito, no? Sketch the graph of f of x equal to the absolute value of x squared minus 4x plus 3 from the mother function or parent function g of x equal to x squared. Determine its range. So how do we do this? So dito kasi nakapanibagong itsura niya na may absolute value yung quadratic. So you have actually two options here. Ang pwede mo gawin, i-graph mo yung x squared minus 4x plus 3 as a parabola. Diretso lang. Hanapin mo yung x-intercept, y-intercept, and vertex. Mag-graph mo siya. I think ang itsura niya dito, somewhere that looks like this. Tapos may absolute value ka. So ibig sabihin, yung nasa ilalim mo, aakyat dito. So that's one way. And you can do that on your own. Tingnan natin kung ano talaga, na-figure out ninyo yung method na yon. Then you can send your answer to me. Tingnan na, check. I won't record it. Kung gusto nyo na ipa-check, I can check via email or kahit sa Tuesday na lang. Now, if we start with x squared, ano gagawin natin? So, first, we write x squared minus 4x plus 3 in vertex form. Vertex form pala ang tawag dito. Kasi ito yung hk. Katulad siya nung sa circle na x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Familiar na yung sa circle, kung naalala pa. Ito yung center natin. For this time, ito yung vertex. Yung hk, ito yung vertex natin. Yung dito sa circle, hk, yun yung center. Now, what do we do here? So, x squared minus 4x plus 3, we group the x's together. Ito yung technique, ito yung way para sa gawin itong part na ito. We group the x's together, plus 3, and then we complete the squares. So you have your x squared minus 4x. So anong i-add mo para maging perfect square siya? So to do that, remember, ito yung x squared minus 4x. Itong part na to, ito yung 2 times 2x. So ito yung kukunin mo lang. Ito 1x squared. So isulat mo ito as 1x squared, which corresponds to this one here. Ito yon 1x. Tapos, etong part naman na ito, plus, etong nasa dulong to, siya yung magko-correspond naman dito. So yung 1x, ito naman yung 2. 2 square. Okay, completing the squares tayo. So yung 1x, ito yun, x. So you just have to worry about this part. Lagi mong ihiwalay itong 2 na ito. So 2 times 2. So we have here plus 4. Tapos, dahil nag-add ka ng 4, you have to subtract 4 as well. Para balance pa rin. Equal pa rin yung natin, equation. So, may plus 3 kang nasa labas. So, meron ka dito plus 3 minus 4. So, x squared minus 4x plus 4, that's x minus 2 squared minus 1. So, ibig sabihin, yung vertex natin may coordinates na 2, negative 1. Okay? Kasi positive to ha. Positive 2, negative 1. Now, how do we perform the shifting with respect to this one here? So dito, with respect to x squared, we shift the graph of g by 2 units to the right. Okay? Ito, 2 units to the right. Tapos, pagka-shift natin 2 units to the right, we shift yung x minus 2 squared by 1 unit downward. So, tingnan natin kung ano yung nangyayari. So, ito yung g of x natin. Tapos, we shift it 2 units to the right. Ito yon. Tapos, this red one here will be shifted 1 unit downward. So, ibababa lang natin itong vertex na to dito, 1 unit downward. Ito na siya ngayon. Itong color blue. So, ito na yung ano na ito. Itong part na ito ito yung color blue. Pero ang target function natin may absolute value. So ano gagawin natin? Itong part na ito, itataas lang natin. Okay? So this part here, itong vertex na to, pupunta lang siya nasa negative 1. Ito yung lowest point, pupunta siya ngayon dito. So what? Pag ito. And so we get this point. So ano ang ring? Ayan na, ito na yung graph natin. O, di ba ang cute niyan pa siyang o ganyan. So ano ang graph natin? Ano ang range natin? So ang range natin, kapag under mo horizontal lines, so matamaan mo itong points na ito, so ibig sabihin kasama itong range na itong number na to, matamaan yan. So may graph ka hanggang infinity. So it starts at 0 and it goes to positive infinity. So it's the set of all real number. Ito, dalawang notation siya, either interval notation or set notation. Set of all real numbers such that x is greater than or equal to 0. Okay? A question so far? Kaya pa? Or do you want a break? Ng chat. Kaya pa ha? Okay, sige. You can type, okay, sige, kaya pa. Parang ako yatang sumusuko. Okay, wait, just have a... Okay, now we discuss rational functions. Now, anong rational functions? So, kanina, ano yan? Pag-aralan natin. So, for polynomial pa lang. Sa polynomial, may tatlong functions tayong tinignan. Constant, linear, quadratic. Kalokan quadratic. Ngayon, this is another banner, bigger banner of family of functions. Family of functions, rational functions. By the name itself, rational from the root word ratio. No, sorry. So rational functions are functions of the form f of x is equal to p of x over q of x, where p and q are polynomial functions, and q is not the constant zero function. So basically, fina-form mo lang ang rational functions using two polynomial function. Polynomial yung numerator mo, polynomial din yung denominator mo. Okay? Now, ano ang domain natin? Ang domain ng function natin is the set of all the real numbers such that the denominator q of x is not equal to 0. Siyempre, bawal nga. Bawal yung denominator mo mag-equal sa 0. At yung graph and range ng f, i-discuss natin soon yan. Okay? Actually, ito na, rational na to. Mahirap na mag-graph niyan. And whenever we discuss rational functions, since naghahanap tayo ng domain nito, very important itong remark na ito. The remark says, let A and B be real numbers. If A times B is 0, then either A is 0 or B is 0. You will always use this technique kapag may rational functions ka, pag naghahanap ng domain ng function f natin. Itong technique na ito. So, ito gawin natin ngayon. Find the domain of a rational function. So, you have your the function x plus 1 over x squared minus 3x. So, anong domain natin? If x squared minus 3x is 0, then we always factor it using a, hindi ganito class ha. Baka gawin nyo x squared is equal to 3x, cancel square, x is equal to 3, bawal lang ang 3. Yun lang yung sabihin nyo, bawal lang 3. Hindi ganyan ha. Kapag quadratic na, lahat dapat nasa isang side. Hindi pwedeng ililipat mo pa sa kabilang side. Lahat nasa isang side na lahat. Right hand, usually left hand side. And then, yung right hand side, 0 na yan. So we get here, factor natin yung x times x minus 3 is equal to 0. So by the previous remark, we have either x is 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. So consequently, x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 3. Ayan na. X equal to 0 or x is equal to. Dito, pwede mo na ilipat sa kabila yung 3. Kasi linear na lang siya. X equal to 3. Now, since the denominator must not be 0, then the domain of f is the set of all real numbers such that x squared minus 3x is not equal to 0. Ito yung lazy way on how to write it. Dahil hindi nyo na in-specify, tinabad na kayo. Sabi niyo, ang denominator is not 0. Specify nyo naman kung saan siya hindi nag 0. It's all actually equal to the set of all real numbers, which such that x is not equal to 0 and x is not equal to 3. So that is the set notation. And ano yung interval? Actually, ano ito set notation din siya. Pero ano siya, sophisticated way of writing. It's the set of all real numbers except 0 and 3. Tatanggalin mo yung 0 and. So you have this one. Okay? Wala. Parang may nag-chat yata. Okay. Bahan mo yata sa power. Lakas ang ulan. Okay. Now, sketch the graph of f. Determine its domain. Zeros, if any. Y-intercept, if any. And range. Notice, may if n na nakalagay yung y-intercept, no? Hindi na automatically, kapag rational ka, hindi siya katulad ng quadratic kanina. Meron laging, ang quadratic, laging meron y-intercept. Pero ito, hindi na, siya, pwedeng wala siyang y-intercept. So, how do we determine its domain? Zeros of any, y-intercept, and range. So kung may range ka, most probably, may graphing na involved dito. So anong gagawin natin? Ano ba ang domain natin? Ang domain, bawal yung x mo to be -1. So, bawal yung x mo -1, it's the set of all real numbers except -1. Okay? Now, ano ang zeros natin or x-intercept? Para ko lang yung term na yun ha. Zeros or x-intercept or roots. So, we have your f of x equal to 0. We set y to be 0. Ito yan, 0 yan. So, we get here x squared. Okay. Getting ahead. So, kung equal dito sa 0 class, meron kang function equal sa 0, pero yung function mo may numerator at may denominator. So, kung ito ay 0, alin kay numerator at denominator ang magpapa-0 sa buong expression mo? Si numerator ba or si denominator ang magpapa-0 sa expression mo? Kasi kung 0 ito, Pag 0 ba ang x plus 1, mag-0 0 ang makukuha natin na final expression? Hindi, di ba? Kailangan, kung 0 yung buong expression mo, ang magpapa-0 yung numerator. Halimbawa, 0/2, ang sagot ay 0. Pero pag 2/0, hindi yan equal sa 0. So ang nagpapa-0, kung 0 ito, ang magpapa-0 yung numerator. So you get here, x squared minus 2x minus 3. The numerator has to be equal to 0. And then you factor it. Once you factor it, you get x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 1 is equal to 0. Then you use the remark. Dahil linear to, ito yung A, ito yung B. X minus 3 is 0, or x plus 1 is 0. So we get x is equal to 3, or x is equal to negative 1. But why did we cross out x is equal to negative 1? We cross it out kasi bawal ang negative 1 sa range na, ay sa domain natin. So hindi nakasama yung negative 1 agad. Okay? So you have to check kung yung x-intercept mo, it agrees with your domain. So isa lang ang x-intercept natin. Now, how do we solve for the y-intercept? Pag y-intercept naman, ang x mo lahat 0. So 0 ito, 0 ito, 0 yan. So we get here 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 3 all over 0 plus 1 is equal to negative 3. And so, meron kang isang x-intercept, 3 at negative 3. Ano ngayon ang ibig sabihin niyan? Notice here, ito yung mga pag-aaralan nating rational function. So, ito yung first type of rational function natin. A rational function that converts into a polynomial function. Nako-convert bigla. Okay? Ito yung first type. A rational nako-convert into a polynomial. So, ano nangyayari? Kasi etong numerator natin, pwede mo siya i-factor as x minus 3 times x plus 1. Oh, may comment mo dito. Pa-DC-DC po kasi ako. I-upload ko siya soon. Don't worry. I-upload ko lahat itong videos natin sa, pag nagawa ko siya ng YouTube playlist and then i-upload ko siya lahat. I-upload ko to. Okay lang. Recorded naman to. Okay. Next. Ay, mali. Aking ini-scroll. Ito pala ini-scroll ko. Pwede kasi natin i-factor itong x squared minus 2x minus 3 as x minus 3 times x plus 1. So, makukuha mo to, x minus 3 times x plus 1. So, ano nangyayari? Yung ating algebraic way, yung pinag-aralan natin ng Tuesday. Pwede mo if-cancel yung x plus 1, x plus 1. It's equal to x minus 3. But remember, equality of two functions. Hindi ibig sabihin automatically itong f of x mo x minus 3. Kasi domain ng x minus 3? All real. Pero, nakita mo ang domain nito, all real, not equal to negative 1. So you have to add this caution or caveat that provided that x is not equal to negative 1. Kaya, etong function mo, although x is not equal to 3, ito yan, kailangan, bawal pa rin yung not equal, x minus 3 pala, sorry, bawal yung negative 1 na value. So, ano gagawin natin? Dahil pinapahanap ang range, so ibig sabihin may graphing na involved dito, i-graph mo yung g of x. G of x is equal to x minus 3. So, at x is equal to negative, ano tayo gagawin natin dito? Ito yung mga gagawin natin. Ito yung x-intercept, ito yung y-intercept pa rin. Hindi magbabago yan. Ito, sila pa rin ang x-intercept at y-intercept. You can check. Dito, ano ang x-intercept? X-intercept 0, x minus 3, x is equal to 3. It agrees with this one here. Ano ang y-intercept? 0 ang x. 0 minus 3. Y is equal to 0 minus 3. Y is equal to negative 3. It agrees with this one here. Ang idadagdag lang natin na extra point is kapag ang x mo ay negative 1. Pag negative 1, ano makukuha nating y value? So, g of negative 1 is equal to negative 4. Ibig sabihin, wala tayong, may tinatawag kang hollow point sa negative 1, negative 4. So pag graph natin itong function na to, kamukha niya lang si x minus 3. Ano ba ang x minus 3? Linear. So pag linear ka, kailangan mo lang ng x-intercept at y-intercept. Ito yon, 3 and negative 3. Connect mo sila. Yun yung x minus 3. Pero ang kailangan mo, x squared minus 2x minus 3 over x plus 1. So tatanggalin mo pa yung point na negative 1, negative 4. So ito yung negative 1, negative 4, may hollow point na to. So you get this. Ito yung kumbaga ito yung tatlong points mo. 1, 2, tas may hollow point pa rito. And so you get this line. Pero ito yung graph ng rational function mo. Rational function na na-convert into a sort of a polynomial linear function. Okay? So, parang nakakaaliw. Ito yung mga first type. So, learn this example well, class. Paano nako-convert ang rational into yung mga ganitong function. So, usually, ito yung mga first type na ipapagraph namin sa inyo without the aid of calculus. So, paano mag-graph ng mga rational functions. Ito yung mga first type of graphing rational functions. Yun pala, yung range pala. Okay, may question mo dito. Saan nang galing ang negative 4? Saan daw nang galing ang negative 4? So, meron tayong g of x dito, no? G of x, nung kinancel natin yung x plus 1, makukuha natin x minus 3. So, g of x is equal to x minus 3. So, bawal kasi sa domain natin yung negative 1. Okay, kasi nung kinancel natin yan, of course, meron tayong caveat na x must not be equal to negative 1. So, alamin natin yung image to negative 1 kay x minus 3. So, we get negative 1 minus 3, negative 4. Yun yung y-coordinate. Ito yung x-coordinate. Ito yung y-coordinate. Negative 4. So, hollow point siya doon, negative 1, negative 4. Okay? Okay. So, tingnan natin ano range natin. Ano ang range? So, magpapadaan ka ng mga horizontal lines, no? Papadaan ka ng horizontal line. Ano makukuha natin? Pag nagpadaan tayo dito, kasama ba to? Yes. Kasama ba itong negative 5? Yes. Itong negative 4.75. Kasama. 4.5 kasama. How about negative 4? Hindi kasama. Kasi may butas doon. So pag may dumang horizontal line, tatagos lang siya doon. Hindi niya maanto. Kumbaga wala siyang projection sa negative 4. Hollow kasi. Tapos dito meron, and so on. So makukuha natin na range. The range of your function is the set of all real numbers, ito yon, except negative 4. Hollow kasi doon. Tapos, pag-aaralan din natin to soon. Yung concept. So, ano yung napag-aralan nating adjectives so far about? Ito yung magiging theme natin sa Math 83, 84, 85, and so on. Yung mga adjectives attached to functions. So far, napag-aralan natin adjectives sa function, odd, even, no? Odd function, even function. Meron din tayong tinatawag na positive function, negative function. Now, pag positive ka, ibig sabihin, nasa taas positive, yung graph mo, ganun ulit, graphically natin i-attack. Parang odd even, graphically or geometric natin ina-attack. Pag positive, yung graph mo nasa taas ng x-axis. Kasi positive ka, ibig sabihin lahat ng y values mo, positive. Positive function, positive y values ang ibig sabihin. On the other hand, negative function, pag yung mga y values mo, negative. Okay? Nasa baba ng x-axis. So, f is positive sa interval na 3 to positive infinity. Ito yun. Sa taas kasi ng x-axis. And negative naman siya over negative infinity to negative 1. So siya, napinutol pa siya dyan, no? Yun yun, negative 1 to 3. Kasi nasa baba yung graph na. Ditong interval na ito, negative infinity to negative 1, tas negative 1 to 3. Nasa baba yun. Kaya negative siya sa part, sa interval na ito, x interval na to. Ulitin ko, sa x interval na to, ang mga y values negative. Dahil ang y values negative, yung function mo negative doon. Dito naman, sa x value na 3 to infinity, ang mga y value mo positive. Therefore, yung function mo sa interval na 3 to infinity, positive. Okay? May question muna. We'll take a break, a 10-minute break. Kasi I'm sure ano na kayo. 10-minute break. So let's go back mga 10:20 and we'll resume our lesson after. Okay? Sige, 10:20. Okay, so may tanong dito si Clarence. Ang tanong niya, why is 3 written with the parentheses instead of a bracket? Okay, magandang tanong yan. Um, Kasi positive function, no? Positive. Naalala pa ba yung negative? May dalawa pa. Ano yung dalawa? Non-negative tsaka non-positive. So, ibig sabihin, kapag positive ka, nandito ako sa taas na to. So, ito yung x minus 3, no? Pag plinog in ko yung 3, ano ang 3 minus 3? 0. So, 0 ka na dito. So, ang 0, hindi na siya positive, hindi siya negative. Pag 0 ka dito, non-negative ka. So, pag 3, pagkasama yung 3, non-negative function tayo ngayon. Nakahilo to. Kaya hindi ko muna inaano yung mga non-negative, non-positive. Sa positive-negative muna tayo. Soon, magna-non-negative function, non-positive function tayo. So, meron tayong magiging non-negative, non-negative odd function, yung mga ganyang term, non-positive, non-positive even function, paghahalo-haluin natin yung mga terminologies na yon. Pero for now, kasi pagkasama yung 3, ayan, 3 to infinity, hindi na siya positive. Siya ay non-negative na. Okay? Pero kapag hindi kasama yung 3, kasi sa 3 mag-0 eh. Pag hindi kasama yung 3, positive function tayo. Okay? Kasi nasa taas tayo ng x-axis. Pero pag kasama yung 3, non-negative. Okay? Ganon din dito. Pag dito, sinama natin yung 3, non-positive na siya. Hindi na siya negative lang. Okay? Ayun. Kaya, hindi mo natin i-delve in yun. So, don't worry. When we encounter this all of these adjectives again very soon, um, babalikan natin tong mga terminologies na ito and yung mga geometric interpretation. Okay? Okay. Okay, ano ba ba? Nasaan na ba tayo? Now, graphs of rational function. Ito yung mga nakakaloka. In general, ito yung general rational functions talaga. Um, to be honest, mas maganda ito i-discuss pag nasa calculus part na tayo. Pero daanan lang natin din. Ito yung mga parts of the graph of rational functions. So, a line, hindi sinasabi dito vertical line or horizontal line. Pwede yung line mo in general, kahit anong line. A line is an asymptote of a graph if the graph becomes arbitrarily close to the line in at least one direction. So we have to specify ano ibig sabihin itong arbitrarily close. Ito yung pag-aaralan natin sa calculus. Ano ibig sabihin ng arbitrarily close? So pag lumalapit ka sa isang linya, yung graph mo lumalapit sa isang line pero hindi siya dumidikit talaga, lumalapit lang. Asymptote ang tawag doon. Sa line, asymptote ang tawag. The line y equal to b is a horizontal asymptote if the graph approaches the horizontal line as x increases or decreases without bound. Ano ibig sabihin nun? So, horizontal asymptote ka, so meron kang x-axis, y-axis, halimbawa, ito yung horizontal line mo, lumalapit yung graph mo sa kanya. Ayan. So ano ibig sabihin? Yung mga x values mo, lumalaki ng lumalaki. Ayan, no? X increases. Lumalaki or lumiliit. Ito yung lumiliit naman, pupunta dito sa part na to. Lumiliit yung, kasi baka isipin nyo, pag pumupunta ng negative infinity, lumalaki rin. Lumiliit pag pumupunta ng negative infinity. So, pag lumalaki or lumiliit siya, lumalapit naman yung graph niya. Yung x value or yung independent variables lumalaki or super lumiliit, pero yung graph, yung image nila or yung dependent value lumalapit naman sa horizontal line to. Horizontal asymptote ang tawag doon. Similarly, vertical asymptote ka naman, ano nangyayari dun sa x values? So sa x values naman, ito yung vertical asymptote mo, ito yung graph. So, ang nangyayari, halimbawa, ang graph na to ay x is equal to 5. Lumalapit yung value mo, yung mga x mo sa 5, habang lumalapit yung value mo ng x sa 5, yung graph mo, dumidikit siya ng dumidikit dito sa line na ito. Ayan, dumidikit siya. So, ibig sabihin, lumalapit siya ng lumalapit. So, habang lumalapit yung x mo sa 5, yung value ng y mo pumupunta naman dun sa, approaches the vertical line ito. Hindi ito horizontal. Not horizontal. It shouldn't be horizontal. Okay. This should be vertical. Okay. So lumalapot. Don't worry, we will go back to this idea of vertical asymptote and horizontal asymptote again soon. Now, if f is equal to p over q is a rational function where p and q are both polynomial functions with no common factors. So, ibig sabihin, wala ka nang pwedeng hindi mo na pwede i-factor ito. Factor mo yan, ipa-factor mo to, tapos may makakancel ka pa sa mga factors. Yun ang ibig sabihin yun, no common factors. Then x equal to a is automatically a vertical asymptote whenever q of a is 0. So yung nagpapa-0 sa denominator mo, automatically vertical asymptote yun kung wala kang common factor. Pero nakita natin dito kanina, yung x plus 1, nag-0 siya sa negative 1. Pero wala tayong vertical asymptote. Hindi siya pag ganun yung itsura ng graph natin. Instead, ang meron ka, hollow point. Okay? Hollow point ang meron ka. Dito naman, pag wala ka nang na-cancel na factor, automatic ang meron ka. Vertical asymptote. Okay? Ito yung lumalabas kadalasan sa mga true or false natin sa lecture. So just be careful with the wording, okay? Kailangan may nakalagay na common factor kasi pag walang common factor, pwedeng hollow point yon. Hindi automatic. Vertical asymptote agad ang makukuha natin. Okay? Okay naman so far? Okay. Ang baba. Pagod na rin ako. Okay. If F is equal to P over Q, um, sige, discuss lang natin ito kung ano. Pero babalikan natin ito ulit. Bilis lang ko, ano lang siya, daanan ko lang. Tapos yung polynomial ito yon Q polynomial din. Ganito yung itsura ng polynomial, no? Now, kapag yung power o degree ng numerator mo mas maliit sa degree ng denominator, y equal to 0 is a horizontal asymptote. Ayoko ng ganito, minimemorize siya so far. Pero, ano lang, ano muna to, parang trivia. Ganun muna. Hindi siya lalabas sa exam muna. Okay, sa ano to? But trivia muna natin siya. Kapag mas malaki ito, ay sorry, mas malaki ito strictly kaysa dito, horizontal asymptote, yung y equal to 0. Dito pinapakita natin kung saan yung vertical asymptote. Kung saan mag-zero yung denominator. Dito, ano naman yung mga horizontal asymptote? So horizontal asymptote, y equal to 0, kapag ito strictly less than sa m. Pag equal sila, meron kang horizontal asymptote sa a sub n over b sub n. Pero kapag ang ano mo, n is equal to m plus 1, pag ito, mas malaki lang, equal siya sa m plus 1, mas malaki lang siya ng 1 sa m, meron kang tinatawag na oblique asymptote. Pag mas malaki ka pa sa m plus 1, we have more interesting looking asymptote. So, di ba napaka-cryptic, napaka-misteryoso nung ano. So ano lang siya, daan lang natin. Kasi pinakita natin yung sinasabi kung ano ang vertical asymptote, paano nakukuha ang vertical asymptote, alamin natin paano nakukuha mga iba pang asymptotes. Pero trivia muna to so far. Okay? Kasi i-derive din natin itong mga ito very soon. Bakit nasabi itong mga to? Okay? We will show proof kung bakit totoo itong mga. May mga evidences tayo. Okay. Hindi pa rin tapos ang rational function. Mahilig kayo sa rational function kasi mag-piecewise tayo lalabas itong mga rational functions na to. Now, sketch the graphs of the following functions. F of x equal to 3x plus 6 over x minus 1. F of x equal to 9 over x squared minus 9. And f of x is equal to x cubed over x squared minus 1. Okay. So, anong domain nito? Bakit ako nagpapasketch dito? Nagpa-sketch pa talaga ako? Hindi ako nagpa-sketch. Okay, hindi ko siya in-sketch na. Maghanap lang tayo ng domain. Kasi kahit ako, sabi ko, parang challenging ito without using calculus. Okay, hanapin na lang natin ang domain natin. So, ano ang degree ng, ano ang domain natin dito? Bawal ang x mo to be equal to 1. On the other hand, dito naman, ano naman ang domain natin? X squared minus 9. Okay, bawal mag-0. So, x minus 3 times x plus 3. So, x minus 3 is 0 or x plus 3 is 0. So, we get x is equal to 3 or x is not equal to negative 3. So, ang domain natin, all real except plus or minus 3. Okay, tanggal yung dalawang yan. Paano naman dito? X squared minus 1. Ano factorization yan? X minus 1 times x plus 1. So ano ang tatanggalin natin? X is equal to 1, x equal dito, x equal to 1. Dito naman, x is not equal to negative 1. So you can write it as all real except plus or minus 1. So dito, teka lang. Dito ba class, sure tayo, may asymptote tayo. So dito, may asymptote na ba tayo automatically? Vertical asymptote tayo sa 1? Tingin ninyo, meron o wala? May vertical asymptote ba? Meron o wala? Ano yon? May vertical asymptote ka lang kapag wala kang common factor, yung numerator and denominator mo. Ito, 3x plus 6, that would be 3 times x plus 2 over x minus 1. Hindi na siya pwede i-cancel. So, automatically, itong 1 na to, vertical asymptote siya. Ganun din dito. Kasi itong x squared minus 1, x cubed over x minus 1 times x plus 1, wala ka nang makakancel sa numerator and denominator. Automatically, vertical asymptotes itong dalawang to, plus minus 1. Hindi siya katulad ng una nating example na hollow point yung nakukuha natin. So dito, mayroon ka talagang vertical asymptotes. Now, we'll not discuss yet the horizontal asymptotes. We'll defer it to some other time. Okay? Kaya may mga pa-degree of numerator pa ako dito. Let's just ignore it for. Okay? Questions so far? Ito na yung sunod, radical functions. Binibuild up natin, inaalala natin lahat ng mga functions na na-encounter natin ng high school. So, radical functions are functions involving rational exponents or radicals. They are of the form f of x is equal to expression in x to the power m over n. Okay? M over n yan. Or it can be written as nth root of expression in x to the m power. Okay. Where n and m are natural numbers to, and n is not zero. Of course, bawal mag-zero to, denominator to. And n is not equal to 1. Kasi pag 1 lang ito, one truth, ano lang yan? Ano lang tawag dito? Special kind of, hindi siya interesting. Kasi over 1, para ka lang nag-raise the power m. Para ka nagpo-polynomial lang, itsura lang. Okay, so para interesting, tanggalin mo yung 0 and 1. Now, some properties of radical functions. If n is odd ito, paano maghanap ng domain? Pag maghanap ng domain, pag odd ito, halimbawa, cube root, fifth root, hahanapin mo lang kung saan yung expression ng x mo ay defined. Ibig sabihin, defined, ano yung ibig sabihin ng defined class? Ulit, pag domain, bawal yung may denominator ka, bawal yung may variable ka sa denominator, bawal din yung may ano ka. Kunyari, yung loob mo, cube root of square root of x. Ayan. So, dapat yung x mo dito, kasi square root ito, bawal mag-negative. Sorry, bawal mag-negative. So, tatanggalin mo rin yung nagpapanegative sa square root or sa root na may even index. On the other hand, kapag ito naman even, halimbawa, square root, fourth root, dapat yung expression mo dito sa loob, non-negative, greater than or equal to 0. So, ganyan mag-solve ng domain. Now, to solve for radical functions, medyo matrabaho ito. Okay, matrabaho siya i-graph pala. Matrabaho i-graph ang radical function. So, the usual suspect that we're going to study with radical function, yung pinapaborito ninyo, square root of x. Yan ang kadalasan pinag-aaralan ng radical function. Dito sa rational, kasi wala pa tayong calculus, kasi sabi ko, pag-aralan niyo itong example ito, kasi ito yung lalabas usually ng mga rational function. Habang wala pa tayong general machinery. So, sa radical function, usually square root of x ang muna pinag-aaralan natin. O, halimbawa, di ba, bilis? Square root function. F of x is equal to square root of x. Ang prototype of all radical functions. So, y, papalitan mo lang yung f of x mo ng y is equal to root of x. So, we get here, So, we get here, y squared is equal to x. Okay? Ano to? Paano nangyari yan? I-square mo lang both sides. Pag i-square mo both sides, y squared is equal to x. But keep in mind, y here, kasi remember, di ba, pag ito, y, in-square mo siya, makukuha mo y squared is equal to x. One way. Pero pag binalik mo siya, ang makukuha mo, pag in-square root mo yan, makukuha mo y is equal to plus or minus square root of x pag binalik mo naman, pag ni-reverse mo. Di ba? Pag itong papunta na to, nag-square ka, yun. Pero pag in-square root mo naman ito, ang labas, y equal to plus or minus square root of x. Hindi symmetric yung ano nila, no? So, kaya one way lang ito. Yun. Okay. So, keep in mind here, y is greater than or equal to 0. Kasi pag ano, bakit y is greater than or equal to 0? Kasi ito yung original mo, y is equal to plus square root of x. Plus siya. Kaya y is not greater than or equal to 0. So kung gusto mo i-graph ito, i-graph mo muna itong y squared is equal to x. Ano bang y squared is equal to x? Ito ang graph natin. Pero with this caveat that y is greater than or equal to 0, ano ibig sabihin? Lahat ng y values mo greater than or equal to 0 lang, sinasabi non-negative ang function mo. Y is non-negative. So ibig sabihin, nasa taas lang ang kukunin mo. Itong nasa taas lang. So itong part lang na ito ang kukunin. So ito yon. Pero invoking this inequality, you get this upper portion. So from here, dahil may graph ka, makikita mo na ang range. Ano ang range natin? Ang range natin, it would be from 0 to, ito, umaakit pa to positive infinity. So 0 to infinity ang range ng function natin. So the graph of f is the upper branch of the parabola. X is equal to y squared. Yun lang, binasa ko lang na siya pag ito. X equal to y squared. Okay? Now, sketch the graph of g of x is equal to negative square root of 2 minus x. So, okay, although sinabi ko laging taya ang square root, pwedeng lagyan ng mga konting variation ng mga ito. So, ano gagawin natin? So, square mo lang both sides. Pag in-square mo both sides, you get y squared is equal to 2 minus x. Pero ilalagay mo tong caveat na to, y is non-negative. Okay? Kasi yung original natin non-negative. So, pag in-express natin siya, lipat natin lahat, in-isolate natin si x, makukuha mo, x is equal to 2 minus y squared, comma, y is greater than or equal to, less than or equal to 0. Right? So the graph of g is the lower branch of the parabola. Kasi ito, no, lower branch of the parabola, x is equal to 2 minus y squared. So i-graph natin to, ano itsura ng graph niya? So x is equal to 2 minus y squared. Ito yon. 2 minus y squared, i-graph mo muna si x is equal to y squared. Ano graph ng x is equal to what? Y squared pa ganito. Tapos, x is equal to negative y squared. Diba? Sabi natin, pag y is equal to negative x squared, ire-reflect natin sa x-axis. Pero ang naka-negative na ngayon, ito, okay, so ang i-reflect yung y, ay i-reflect mo siya sa y-axis. Pag ganon. Ang x is equal to negative y squared. Pag ganyan. And then, may 2 ka rito. Ano significance ng 2? Kasi, kung y is equal to negative x squared plus 2, pag ganito yan, ano yung plus 2? You move 2 units upward. Pero, kung ganito na, x is equal to negative y squared plus 2, x yung taya na ngayon, you move 2 units to the right? Right naman ito. Okay? So, study this wherever yung mga transformation. Ito na, kapag ina-apply na siya, kapag x na or y yung taya. Dito, y yung taya. So, up, down, left, right. Dito naman, right, left, up, down. Paiba yung ano niya. So, negative y squared plus 2. So, you get this parabola. Pero ang sabi, ang i-consider mo, y dapat non-positive. Okay? Or less than or equal to 0. So, ang kukunin mo, etong nasa baba lang. Etong kukunin mo. So, ano ang range natin in this case? Our range, it would start from negative infinity, hindi titigil sa 2. Titigil siya, remember, sa y value. Ano yung manatamaan natin na y value? 0. Kasi naging common mistake dito nilalagay yung mga 2. Okay, hindi 2 ay x value. Y value dapat. 0. Okay? Okay, sige. Siguro tapusin lang natin tong slides ito and then we'll call it a day. Okay, meron pa naman tayong 12 minutes. Kaya naman siguro ito. Okay. Sketch the graph of h of x equal to square root of 4 minus x squared. So, ano gagawin lang natin? Square lang natin both sides. We get y squared is equal to 4 minus x squared. So, we get x squared plus y squared is equal to 4. Pero tatandaan, ano ang value ng y? Y has to be greater than or equal to 0 kasi positive ito. So, makukuha mo to x squared plus y squared is equal to 4 to get yung buong circle na to. Circle centered at 0, 0. Okay? Anong radius natin? Radius is 2 kasi r squared. R mo ay 2. So we get this circle. Tapos, ano ba tapos dito? Di pa tapos. Kasi dito, ang y mo, ito yung y ay positive. So y ay greater than or equal to 0. So i-consider mo lang itong upper hemisphere lang natin or upper part lang ng graph natin. At kasama itong mga endpoints natin. Kasi y is greater than or equal to 0. May equality tayo dito. Pero kung walang equal sign, hollow points itong mga to. We will give more examples of that soon. Okay? Yung kung kailan nagiging hollow itong mga parts na ito. Pero for now, kasi y mo dito greater than or equal to 0, kasama itong mga points. So we have this upper part of your circle. Anong range natin? Dahil may graph tayo, pwede natin tingnan ang range. Range natin, hindi kasama itong mga nasa baba. So we'll start here, 0, until, ano matamaan lang natin? Hanggang 2 pa lang. Pagdating dito sa pinakataas pa ng 2, wala ka ng graph. So ang range natin, 0 to 2 lamang. Okay? Okay naman? Okay. So, there are other ways on how to graph. Ito yung vertex form. Papakita lang natin to pero useful siya kapag nag-aano na tayo. Nagpe-piecewise function tayo. Katulad ito ng parabola kanina, you have two options in how to graph a parabola. Either you look for the intercepts and vertices, connect them. Yun yung option 1 or method 1. Method 2, i-convert mo sa ax minus h squared plus k. Dito naman, semi-parabola form, ibig sabihin, ang itsura niya, f of x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 8x minus h plus k. Semicircle form, f of x plus or minus r squared minus x minus h squared plus k. Hindi ko pinamemorize itong mga ganito. It's more on applying this technique para mas mag-gets ninyo kung paano ginagamit ito. Let me see. Kung wala tayong example doing this one, we will do this technique pag nasa na tayo, actual problem solving na lang tayo. Pero lang to, exposition lang na may method to on how to attack radical functions as well. Or attack the graphing method of radical functions as well. Apart from, ito yung squaring method usually. Ito yung mas general. Okay. Mas magtututuan natin yung mga finding the domain. and finding the domain of a radical function. Now, find the domain of the function f of x is equal to root of 1 minus 4x. So ano sabi? Dapat, pag may square root ka, bawal mag-negative yung nasa loob. So 1 minus 4x must be greater than or equal to 0. So we get here, 1 minus 4x is greater than or equal to 0. Pwedeng ano to? Kasi linear ito, wala namang violation pag nilipat mo yung 4x sa kabila. 1 greater than or equal to 4x. So, divide both sides by 4. So, makukuha mo, x is less than or equal to 1/4. Okay? Pareho lang yan. 1/4 is greater than or equal to x, or x is less than or equal to 1/4. Wala lang, swing up mo lang yung position nila. So, pareho lang yan. So, you can write it. Ito yung inequality notation. Pero dahil college na tayo, sulat natin siya ng masosyal. So, anong domain of f natin? Ang domain of f natin is the set of all real numbers such that 1 minus 4x is greater than or equal to 0, or x is less than or equal to 1/4. Okay? And it's equal to, pareho siya sa, kasi x mo less than or equal to 1/4. So it starts at negative infinity to 1/4. 1/4 included. Okay? Kasi may equal sign tayo dito. Kung walang equal sign, open yon. Okay? I think puro domain na lang natin. Now, find the domain of the function cube root of 1 minus 4x. Now, since the radical has index 3, so, kahit anong number to, walang restriction. 1 minus 4x can be any real number. Pwedeng maging negative, pwedeng maging positive, walang sasaway sa'yo. Go ahead, plug in any number. So, 1 minus 4x, real number. So, ano to? Dahil real number ito, element ko ito, edi real number lang yung makuha mo. Walang problema. Okay? How about 3 minus root of plus 5 over x plus 1? Na, medyo nag-plunge in tayo ng konti sa problem. Now, for x to be in the domain of h, hindi f, h ito, h. Okay? O, dalawa-dalawa yung kailangan mo tignan, no? Dapat x plus 1 mo, hindi dapat equal sa 0. At the same time, yung x plus 5 mo, it has to be greater than or equal to 0. So ano ang domain of h natin? Simultaneous ito. Ibig sabihin, ang domain mo, x plus 1 must not be equal to 0, intersection, and kasi, pag, ano to, no, at the same time, ibig sabihin, and yan. Ang end class, nagko-correspond sa intersection. So kapag may end ka sa statement mo, ang correspondence niyan sa set, intersection. And x plus 5 must be greater than or equal to 0. Now, let's write this in set notation para mahanap natin yung interval. Pag sinulat natin to in set notation, it's the set of all real number except negative 1. Pag equality, usually ito yung lumalabas sa symbol, no? Pag inequality, interval. If you notice that sa mga example, kapag equality or inequality, ito yung symbol na lumalabas, backslash. So it's R, not including negative 1, intersection negative 5 to infinity. Now, how do we visualize this? Paano nakuha itong sagot na ito? So, drawing mo lang siya. Gawa ka ng number line. Ito ang negative 5. Ito ang negative 1. Plus na mas malaki ang negative 1 sa negative 5. So, nandito ang negative 5 ha. Negative 5, negative 1. So, itong negative 5 to infinity. Ito yung shaded. So, negative 5 to infinity. You get this part here, negative 5 to infinity. And then, itong R not including negative 1. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Sa negative 1, meron kang hollow point. Tapos, kasama lahat ng real number mo. Para bang real number lahat except negative 1. Yun yun. So, ito yung graph ng isa, yung color black, yung graph ng isa, yung color red. Yung interval graphs nila, yung domain. And then, dahil intersection ito, and you have to find itong part na ito. So, sino yung kasama? Lahat ng mga shadean natin, basta kung sino yung may commonality sila. Dito walang commonality kasi hollow ito open, ito closed, or hollow, shaded. So, -5 to -1, -5 included, -1 not included, union, 1, -1 pala, sorry, to positive infinity. So this is one way on how to write it. Kung sanay na kayo, pwede nyo isulat ng ganito. -5 to infinity, except -1. Tama pareho ito. This one is also accepted. Kung saan kayo mas komportable. Dito, pag sanay na talaga kayo gumagamit ng backslash. Dito, pag, sige, ano lang, kung ito pa rin yung this is one still acceptable. Okay? Questions so far? Pwede na lang. Baka mapa-excel natin ng konti. Sorry. Tapusin ko na to, slide. So, alam ko, pagod na kayo. Pagod na rin ako. Okay. Puro finding a domain of a radical function sa lang tayo. Okay. X squared minus 4x plus 3. Now, para ang x mo mapunta sa domain ng f, ano kailangan? Dapat, kasi square root ito, no? Dapat, x squared minus 4x plus 3 has to be greater than or equal to 0. So x minus 1 times x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0. Hindi ibig sabihin nito, class, x minus 1 is greater than 0 or x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0. Hindi yan, ha? Gumagana lang ang technique na yan kapag a, b is equal to 0. Equal dapat. Pag greater than na, iba na ang attack. So study this example very well kasi ganito ang maging attack ninyo sa mga ibang problems na ganito ang itsura. So consider the equation x minus 1 times x minus 3 equal to 0. So consider mo natin equal sign. It follows that x minus 1 is 0 or x minus 3 is 0. Ibig sabihin, x is equal to 1 or x is equal to 3. So may tinatawag tayong critical numbers, 1 and 3. Ano ibig sabihin ng critical numbers na to? Usually, ganito yung attack kapag meron ka ng hindi na, ito kasi linear lang ito, no? Linear yung nasa loob ng square root. Linear yung nasa loob ng square root. So, you attack it the usual way na paano ina-attack ang linear functions. Pero kapag quadratic na yung nasa loob ng mga square root, ito yung usual attack sa problem. So, may critical numbers ka. Anong gagawin? Gagawa ka ulit ng number line or table of signs. Naalala ba ito from high school? Table of signs. So, ito yung 1, 3. Tapos, ito yung x minus 1, x minus 3, tapos ito yung product nila. X minus 1 times x minus 3. Ito yung number line natin. Now, let's choose a number less than 1 kasi ito yung critical numbers natin. By the way, class, i-arrange ninyo ang mga numbers in increasing order. So, ito yung 1, ito yung 3. So, ano yung pili tayo ng number less than 1? Pinakamaganda, 0. So, kung 0, 0 minus 1, negative. You just need the sign, kaya table of signs. And then 0 minus 3, negative. Now, let's go to the interval between 1 and 3. Kuha tayo ng number, say 2. 2 minus 1, positive. 2 minus 3, negative. And finally, greater than 3, 3 onward, sabihin natin 5. 5 minus 1, positive. 5 minus 3, positive. Simple, 1 million pa yan. Bahala ko. Okay. And then we multiply. Kasi naka-multiply, no? X minus 1 times x minus 3. Negative times negative, positive. Positive multiplied by negative, negative. Positive multiplied by positive, positive. Pero ano ba gusto natin? Ang gusto natin, the product has to be greater than or equal to 0. So, non-negative dapat. So, ang pipiliin natin, itong part na ito. Itong dalawang parts na. So, dapat ang x natin, it will be from negative infinity to 1, union 3 to infinity. Ang question, kasama ba yung endpoints natin? Since pwedeng mag-0 kasi may equal sign ka dito, 1, pwede mo i-plug ang 1 doon, pwede mo i-plug ang 3 dito, pwede siya mag-0. So, ibig sabihin, kasama yung endpoints natin, 1 and 3. So, domain ng K natin ay negative infinity to 1, union 3 to infinity. Okay? O, class study this example very well kung hindi na naalala ito from algebra kasi lumalabas ulit itong mga ganitong examples sa laboratory at sa mga exams natin. Okay? Ilang slides na lang ba? Kunti na lang. 3 slides. Hindi talaga tatayang puro finding the domain. Tapos na lang natin. Okay. Find the domain of negative 5x over x squared minus 1. Kamukha niya rin ito yung previous slide. Now, for x to be in the domain of M, puro F ako. Ang hilig sa F. M yan. M. Dapat, negative 5x over x squared minus 1 greater than or equal to 0 siya. So, ibig sabihin, negative 5x over x squared minus 1. Ano ba x squared minus 1? X minus 1 times x plus 1 greater than or equal to 0. So, we consider the equations negative 5x equal to 0 kasi ano ba magpapa-0 dito? Itong numerator. Tapos, ano may mga pwedeng maging taya sa denominator? Yung magiging asymptotes, 1 tsaka negative 1. So, we consider the equations negative 5x equal to 0 and x minus 1 times x plus 1 is 0. It follows that x, dito divide both sides by negative 5. We get x is equal to 0, x is equal to 1, and x is equal to negative 1. Arrange mo siya, ito yung critical numbers natin. Negative 1, 0, and 1. Tapos, gagawa tayo ng table of signs. Okay, ito ang table of signs natin. Matrabaho talaga siya, no? Negative 5x sa column na to, x minus 1 times x plus 1. And then we get their product or quotient. And then ito yung mga numbers. And then we get the table of signs. Now, kapag less than negative 1, say negative 5. Pag negative 5, ito ay negative 5 times negative 5, positive. Negative 5 minus 1, negative. Negative 5 plus 1, negative. Negative 1 and 0, say negative 1 or negative 0.1. Negative 0.5, ito ay positive. Negative 0.5 minus 1, negative. Negative 0.5 plus 1, positive. Between 0 and 1, say 1/2 or 0.5. 0.5 plus negative 0.5, negative. 0.5 minus 1, negative. 0.5 plus 1, positive. And finally, greater than 1, say 10. 10 times negative 5, negative. 10 minus 1, positive. 10 plus 1, positive. And then, isipin ninyo, ay magdi-divide pa. Kasi ang division is special type of multiplication lang naman. I-multiply nyo na lang ito lahat. Minus minus, plus. Plus plus, plus. Plus and plus, plus. Tapos may minus ka, minus. Negative and negative, positive. Positive, positive, positive. Positive, positive, positive. Positive and negative, negative. Pero ano ba gusto natin? Ang gusto natin, greater than or equal to 0. So dahil greater than or equal to 0 ang pipiliin natin itong part na to. So it's from negative infinity to negative 1, union 0 to 1. Okay? So, now, tatanungin natin, ang 0 ba pwede siyang kasama. Titignan mo yung mga endpoints. 0, 1, -1. Ang 0 ba pwede? Pwede ba mag-0 ang x? Dito, pag nag-0, 0 siya, may equal sign. Dito, walang violation. 0 minus 1, 0 plus 1, okay lang. So, okay naman. Okay ang 0. So, ang 0, kasama. Pero ang -1 tsaka 1, hindi pwede kasama. Open talaga sila. Kasi, pag sinama mo ang -1 at 1, dito, 1, -1, mag-0 yung denominator. Hindi pwede mag-0 ang denominator. So, open doon. So, we have our final domain to be this 1. Negative infinity to -1, not included. Union 0 included, comma 1, not included. Okay? And that's it. Oh, tapos na pala. Wala na pala. Blank space na. Okay? Oh, sakit lang naman ako doon. Uh, okay lang. Okay lang dyan po. Okay lang. Uh, may question? Naka-record naman tayo. Questions? Sure kayo ha? Luto na. Oo, pagod na rin kayo. Okay lang. Oh, tapos na. Tapos na ang class. Any question? I'll study this one very well kasi on Tuesday when we meet, yung next slides na. Ano ba yung next topic natin? Ang next topic natin ay mga favorite na natin, piecewise absolute value and step functions. Okay? So, we will discuss that next meeting. Okay, sa Tuesday. Face-to-face tayo sa Tuesday kung parapulan. Okay? Kasi upload ko na rin to mamaya-maya. Okay, questions so far? Wala. Oh, with that, thank you very much for attending. See you all on Tuesday. Gagawa ko ng recording din yung first part. Ano lang. Tingnan ko muna kung kaya lang ako sipagod. Gagawin ko lahat ng videos sa mga. Okay, thank you very much. See you all on Tuesday. Okay, bye-bye!